Our heads for prayer. Howdy, Lord. So good to be here. You're so good to us. And you give us more and more, some of which we don't deserve, but you keep working on it. So with our work tonight, give us guidance and take us in the right direction, that it would be for your favor and for the favor of the people in the town of Benson too. In God's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. I'll entertain a motion to the consent agenda as presented.
I made a motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Departmental reports, are you gonna make that, or is that just for information?
Just information.
Same thing with Wooten and, with
And I
the other.
I did not get Withers this time, so I'm sure we'll get two next time.
Does anybody have any questions about what's in there?
Departmental reports, I think Alan ought to probably speak on what was just handed to me as far as the county.
Okay? Which one? The contract? Because that's under new business. The interlocal agreement?
Yeah, so
So it's new business.
Yeah, he'll talk about it.
he will talk
Yeah,
about
he'll
it.
get up and present it.
Okay.
Anything on the department report? I reckon Matt Smith feels real good about the activity at the playground.
I feel great about it. We wasn't open 5 seconds, and there was kids swarming it.
Good.
And the slide holds 240 pounds, if anybody wants to know.
At least, right?
Well, I have at least 240, yeah, I would know it's okay.
Under new business, consider approval of resolution 238-2023, supporting the study of water and sewer authority in Johnson County. We've been having meetings with the chairman of the county commissioners. We've had mayor's association meetings, and we've had some people come in and talk about regionalization of water and sewer. And the group, and we've had people at these meetings, decided that it would be a good idea to make a study of what other people's doing with combining the sewer and water sharing, and to figure out if there's a way that this is gonna save money for everybody and that we can be organized, that we're working together. Now, if you listen to the legislators, and it's a conversation that's going on everywhere, that if we don't start sharing some of the things that we got with the growth in the population, that we won't be able to handle the services if we don't start working together. So that's what this is, and what they're asking us to do is to approve the resolution that's been put together by that committee. And if you're not committing yourself to anything except continue on the study and do what needs to be done. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this resolution, and if you've read it, I would be the representative for the town, and if I couldn't be there, then I've designated William Neighbors to be the alternate. And that's part of the resolution, so if you don't like that, then we can change that. But what I intend to do is to have some times that I wouldn't go and have somebody else go in my place so that we can,
Who wrote the resolution?
Triangle J. The county has got them to study it or to handle all the information, and Triangle J is at every meeting, and they wrote this resolution.
Jerry, will we still be having our meetings, our mayor meetings, when we all go and sit down and meet with them?
Yeah, he's, the chairman of the county commissioners is gonna have meetings. He says either every month or every other month. Because I think there's been a lot of good communication that's going on with those, and a lot of things we've learned that we didn't know that was coming along.
Well, I think there was a lot that everybody learned that was not on board with it, the other town municipalities, because I think we kind of were separated out. But I think everybody may be getting on the same page now.
Yeah.
And Triangle J, you know, they were there, Max, when we were there, and he made, was that at the last meeting that maybe you didn't make?
Yeah.
Anyway, he did a presentation about 15 minutes as to what we expected Triangle J to come up with. So we would just, it's not committing us to anything, it's finding out.
So there's no cost to the study.
That's right, yeah.
Well, Mayor, are you ready for a motion?
Yes.
I make the motion that we approve.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Consider approval of resolution 237, 2023, acceptance of loan of 2020 wastewater system improvement project. Kimberly.
So this is actually a project that we've been working on for some time. It's the Headworks project. We actually created a project fund for this probably in 2020 when we got funded for it, but it is a low interest loan. But we're getting close to, we're actually going to be putting the bid packet out for, to get construction bids back next week. And so DEQ has sent me, this is just like the resolution y'all approved last meeting for the state funds. DEQ has sent me a bunch of document and paperwork that they now need before they can reimburse us back for any of the costs, in which we won't get anything until construction starts. So this is just the resolution that they've asked for us to sign off on as part of that packet that I have to send. But we approved this loan years ago.
I make a motion that we approve, but I reckon we need to change the dates on the one that just was approved and on this one.
Yes,
Is that
we do.
adopted the 22nd day?
I've got the new one. That was just because y'all's
Okay.
had already went
You've changed me. Okay.
So I've got the ones that we'll sign have it.
Okay.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. All right, consider approval of knucklebone lease for the enterprise fleet.
So
Kim.
we discussed this during budget, during budget time, that we needed a new knuckle boom truck. The current truck we have was bought, it's a 1997 truck, but we actually bought it used. For those of you that were here at the time, we bought it used from Myrtle Beach. It was an old trash truck that got converted into a knuckle boom truck. We have had quite a bit of issues with it. It's leaked hydraulic fluid several times. We have to there's 6 hoses on it. We have to replace at least 3 hoses, 2 to 3 hoses every single year on that knuckle boom. But not only that, where they operate the knuckle boom is in the back of the truck where the actual hydraulic fluid sits. And it's a safety concern because it heats up and it actually can burn the guys if they touch it. So, you know, on top of just the wear and tear of the actual machine, there is a safety concern there. We were able to go to Enterprise Fleet and secure a lease option with them. It's the same type of deal that we've done Our monthly payment is $3,080. There is a down payment on this one. All of this is captured in the budget. So we just need, I wasn't gonna sign anything until it came to the board, even though the budget has been approved.
So this is already written into the budget?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
what you're saying?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
ready for a motion? Nate?
I entertain a motion to
I
approve.
make a motion that we approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No? All in favor, have it. Consider approval of budget amendment number 3.
This budget amendment is just a cleanup, for this fiscal year end. That's why it's so many pages. We have to wait till, we try to get as much as we can entered into AP before we do this, so that's why you just got it at this last minute. So I just need a motion to approve it.
Make that motion.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Thank y'all.
Consider approval of around 5,500 info.
So again, this is in the budget. This is for a new truck. It has a crane on it. This will help when we are at our pump stations if we have to pull the pumps out. We currently have as deep as a 40-foot wet well, and we're using a manual winch, which the last time we used it, it actually broke off, and they had to maneuver a way to get it. But this will be used by Anthony. He is our pump station maintenance mechanic. And he will be able to use that crane to go down into the wet wells and pull it out with the crane as opposed to using their manual winch. This again is in the budget, and it's going to be leased through Enterprise Fleet as well. The monthly payment on it is $1488.93.
This is the first crane truck.
This will be their first crane truck. Yep.
Any specialized training or anything comes with that?
Not that I'm aware of. We can. I mean, if Anthony needs training on it, we will definitely get it for him.
Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve it.
I
make
make a
a
motion that we approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Consider approval of Resolution 239-2023 requesting designation of viable utility program.
So we got an email at the beginning of June that was asking if we wanted to go into the designation for viable utility program. And they basically took a scorecard and said that we actually met the criteria to go into the program. However, it was an option at this time. I know that it sounds like it's a bad deal, but actually what it does is we're recognizing the fact that we may need to do some work in our water and sewer department. Like we probably need to do a rate study. They're going to help us do that. It also opens up funding opportunities for us. If we were to apply, say right now we've applied for the Lassie grant for stormwater, but say it was a water project, and we would maybe have been given the option for loan if they see that we have designated ourselves as this viable utility program. We have a better option of getting more grant funds as opposed to loan funds. So really it's just kind of getting ahead of any issues in the water and sewer department and trying to get it back. You know, we all know that water and sewer's lost money over the last couple of years. So, and it's due mainly to projects that we have going on that we're carrying. But this kind of gets us ahead of the curve a little bit and helps us with more grant funding. Angie, did you want to say anything else?
It's not gonna hurt us at all. That's what we wanna just make sure. It's actually, like Kim said, it'll actually help us because we won't be penalized for all the other grants and stuff out there. But we'll actually have opportunity for more money. So we both discussed it.
And we discussed it with our engineers that deal with our sewer side. So
I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we do that anytime we can get a grant instead of having to borrow the money is a plus. So I make a motion that we approve.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Consider approval of purchase order over $30,000. Angie?
You want me to go? You got it?
Yeah, okay, this is, for parking lot lights for Holiday Inn Express. These are the fixtures only. This is just PO, is just to so Glenn can go ahead and order them. We won't get them until next fiscal year. And Holiday Inn will reimburse us
They-
over time. Right?
They will reimburse us over time, and they will also have they'll have to pay a monthly fee for the actual headlamp, like the area lighting fee.
I tell you, this gives me heartburn every time I see the checks that we write for transformers and electronic stuff. The Mayor's Association is talking now about getting together and start putting some of this together. And I talked to Clayton today. They floated a request to China, and they got some really good prices back, except written at the bottom, and it requires 50% of payment ahead of time, so that to kill that. But they did find a supplier in the U.S. that had a lot better prices than what we're paying. So we've got to do something with transformers in Johnson County. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this purchase order.
Well, Mayor, I don't know if I'm the only one here tonight, but I make a motion that we approve.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Consider approval of Johnson County interlocal agreement for fire protection services. Alan?
Good evening, Mayor and Board. Pull it up. Better?
Yep.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You got me now. So the contract, we just got it the first part of this week, probably about Tuesday. And this contract is normally every 2 or 3 years. This year, it was a year up to be renewed. The changes on the county side, this is a contract between the Johnson County and the town of Benson as the fire department, but it's just talking about the Banner Fire District, since that's what we cover. They don't have really anything to do about the town itself, just the Banner District. So the 3 changes is in this is language including the funding matrix and the pay of the installments. A 1-year contract, that's what it's going to now. It'll be a 1-year contract after this year to establish fire department standards, which will be addressing for the supplement of the funding matrix, which is what they passed the other night too, and background checks for members in accordance with the North Carolina law. Now, that's the 3 changes that was come through on the county side. Ike reviewed the contract, and he had some changes. I don't know if you want to say anything about the changes that you done. I mean, I think it was all minor.
Minor stuff.
Okay.
I didn't have the exhibits. I needed to review those. I think you should have those in front of you now, including the matrix. And then I think some of there were typos in it because they had added in some stuff like Alan just mentioned and not renumbered it. So went back and looked at the most previous one we've done, and it almost reads essentially the same other than those changes.
Now, if
So
you
you agree with what's in here?
I'm fine with it.
and if you
What you have in place now, pretty much.
correct.
And that background check requirement is a statute now.
And that's just something, we've been doing it for the last 8 or 10 years as new people come on. Now, what I think it's going to require is every year, I hadn't really looked at it, but a more often check, even though the members that's on the roster do more backgrounds more often. But I'm not sure the exact number of years. But as I say, we've been doing it for 8 or 10 years, doing background checks on people, the volunteers that get on. And obviously, anybody hired with the town, they do a background check too. But if you ask what the funding matrix is, or the matrix, the county did approve that and pass it. It's a $4.2 million county supplement funding, if you will. And our part of that's gonna be $173,000. They're gonna make 12 equal payments over starting in July, as long as we approve the budget. 12 equal payments of roughly $14,000 a month for that.
So what we'll do for that is we will do a budget amendment the first meeting in July to account for that money, because that was not, in the current budget, we thought we were gonna get it, and so we kinda had some money put in it, but then it didn't happen.
pan
So when we were doing the 23-24 budget, we said, we're not putting this in here until we
Until
know
they pass it.
100% it passed, and then they passed. So now we'll have to do a budget amendment to show that we've actually got more revenue coming into the fire department than anticipated.
Correct.
What we're hoping to do with that is to get our new firefighter positions funded, just so everybody kind of has a heads up on that.
Any other questions? Comments?
Did I hear what you were talking about, Will?
Yeah, I knew you'd been going to meetings every week, and y'all
Oh, yeah.
been working hard on this, and this board knows nothing about it. And, yeah, when I saw it, I just thought maybe you needed to explain to this board really what all you have been doing. It's not just a fly-by-night thing.
No, Alan has been working on this now for 2 years.
Almost.
I mean, and you were the brainchild of it, right? Yeah. So we really do need to commend Alan for what he's done for the county fire district as a whole, because he really has got us some additional funds that we really needed. I'm sure, and everybody else too.
As long as we're not turning the fire department over to the county.
I assure you that is not going.
The county don't want it.
And I, too, would like to commend Fire Chief. I think he does a wonderful job. I know he goes above and beyond the call sometime, and for that, we are grateful. So I want you to know we appreciate everything that you're doing, all the funds that you acquire for us, and all the savings and all the time that you yourself put in on a personal note. I do appreciate it.
Thank you. You're certainly welcome.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
And I make that motion that we approve.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Town managers report. I tell you, wait a minute, let's go to the county attorney first.
Okay.
Assuming you want to go on to the encroachment agreement that I've got in front of you. So this comes to you from me, but it was really sent to me by request to Aaron for the First Assembly of God Church, essentially to bore under the DOT right-of-way. The only reason that the town board is being asked to approve this is in the event in the future the town accepted that infrastructure, that water line, as part of the town's water infrastructure. In other words, if we took it over one day, we would be bound to abide by the DOT regulations in terms of encroaching into their right-of-way. Otherwise, we're not really a party to the contract beyond that, and the only reason I didn't advise Aaron just to put it in the consent agenda is I wanted to mention on the record and then suggest in your motion that you make, if you do see fit to approve it, that although the town approves for the purposes stated therein, the approval tonight does not constitute acceptance of the infrastructure. We've talked about that before. Here in the last few months, we've developed a new infrastructure dedication application for anything from a 100-foot of water line to a new subdivision with streets and water and sewer and all the rest. So this does not constitute acceptance, just in the event the town did accept that water line that goes under DOT's right-of-way, we have to abide by DOT's right-of-way encroachment regulations.
Any questions of Ike? I'll entertain a motion to approve the encroachment.
I make that motion that we approve the encroachment.
Thank
All
you.
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Now we're back to town manager's report.
Before I have a motion that I want to make on the new business, is it okay? I make a motion that we go back to once-a-month meetings, with the exception of maybe, I think it's April, May, June. Is that what it is? when we have the 2 meetings per month, and that's to talk about the budget. I also think if we have anything stressful coming up or that we need to attend, the mayor has the ability or the permission to call a meeting. So, or a special session meeting, whatever we need to have, but I do make a motion that we go back to once a month meetings. On there, we about finished, and it has taken 25 minutes.
Can I make one? So we, for 2023, you already have the meetings approved. So can you maybe amend that
Yeah,
to
I would
say,
amend it.
if we don't need the second meeting, we'll cancel it? Because you've already got your meetings approved for 2023. So in the event that we need that second meeting, we still have it. You don't have to do a special call for it, but if we don't, we'll just cancel it.
That's
Is that
fine.
okay?
That's fine.
And then when we do the calendar for 2024, we can go back to 1.
Okay.
Okay, read your motion back.
Okay. I'm not sure I can remember. But I want to make a motion that we go back to once a month meetings with the exception of the meetings that's already in the budget for the budget calendar. Okay. And if that is a meeting that is needed, then the mayor can call that meeting? All right.
Yeah.
That's my motion.
Any questions?
How will we get notified of that, whether it's canceled or not? Just a question.
We will notify y'all like we did last week when we didn't have quorum. We'll notify y'all by calling you and say, we don't need this meeting. It's going to last. And honestly, I appreciate y'all coming today because we could have pushed everything to July except for that budget amendment. It had to be approved, but everything else could have been pushed. So, and then we'll notice the doors to say the meeting's been canceled, and we'll notify media that it's been canceled. And we can put it on Facebook.
And you're gonna save a good bit of money.
Well,
As
I'm
opposed to
totally
having
opposed
to
it.
yeah.
A town this size that has a budget like ours, you cannot sit up here for 30 minutes and decide on what the future of this town's gonna be. In 30 minutes, you can't do it. You got into a problem in the past when you went to one meeting and it showed up on the books.
I don't know what books it was talking about. We didn't have very many long meetings, and we had extra meetings during budget time. So there's a motion on the floor on it. I'll ask all in favor, say aye. Opposed, no?
No.
Okay. The ayes have it. Okay, town manager.
Okay. Saturday is our 4th of July celebration. It starts at 5:30. It says 6 on your agenda, but it does start at 5:30 in the Grove. We have entertainment, and then we will have fireworks kicking off as soon as it gets dark. July 3rd, we will have our annual employee appreciation luncheon like we did last year. It will be at the fire department. It's hamburgers and hot dogs. We would love for the Board of Commissioners to come out and join us for lunch. We are going to have an afternoon of just appreciating our employees and showing them how much we appreciate them. And then on Tuesday, we are closed for Independence Day. Friday, July 7th, we have Friday night sports at 7 o'clock, and I think they've had some really good turnout thus far, so that's awesome. 35. What are y'all doing this time?
Well, it says kickball and wiffle ball, but we may go ahead and do soccer since we missed it last time.
Okay, so kickball, wiffle ball, and soccer. Also, I just forwarded you guys an email. There is another opioid task force meeting on July 11th from 3 to 5. It is at the Johnston County Agriculture Center. The opioid task force is where the county is using the funds that they got from the opioid settlement. And so if you want to kind of get an update from that, I have it on my calendar to attend, so I can give you guys notes. I haven't been able to go to the last couple, but I should be going to that one, and I can take notes and get it back to you. But if you want to go, let me know, and I can sign you up. They do want us to RSVP. So
I don't know whether you know that program that was on WREL TV about the money in Johnson County that had been given for the opioid program, and nobody seemed to know where the money was, and the money actually went to the health department.
Yeah.
And they've got some programs going, so there's got to be some work done on that, because the things that we need to have done don't seem to be getting done with the money that was given. So we're going to work on that, and I'm going to be at that meeting too.
Okay. And that's all I got. Thank y'all again for taking the time out to come tonight.
Max?
All I have is, this might be a little sappy, but I've gone by the, oh yeah.
Microphone, eat it.
I know this might be a little sappy, but I've gone by the playground for 2 or 3 nights, and it's exciting to me to see things that we had a part in, making little faces smile. And I'm looking forward to expanding that playground, making it a place where all these kids can go and have a ball and be out there all day and all night.
Cool deal. 2 questions. Are we currently fogging for mosquitoes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are. We're doing, they do.
All right.
Yeah, the person on call should be doing, we have 4 quadrants. They do a quadrant a week.
Okay.
Yep.
Second question. Have you got the map of the fiber project that's coming in, where they're going?
I do not think I have a map fully. Which one are you talking? There's 2. There's there's one that's been approved, which is Lumos.
Right.
And there's another one that's coming. I can get a map. I've been in contact with these guys since they started the conceptual side of it. So I will get y'all a full map of
I
it.
imagine as soon as they get through with done, they're coming in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That one is pole attachments.
Which one?
Lumos is going to be pole attachments.
Okay.
The other one I've been talking with would be underground, but they haven't fully approved theirs, so that one's still in the works. But
Now,
Lumos is
The
pole.
pole attachments, if they can't get their height, who bears the cost of changing out the pole?
We haven't talked about any of that. I mean, we've sent them our pole attachment fee,
Right.
like the contract that we use for charter. They would fall under that same contract and the same cost per pole. But they haven't said anything about if they're not high enough. They did a lot of, I would assume that would be them, but they did some pre-work on that. So they should have already vetted what poles they need to go on.
Okay.
You know, they can't make you pay to put a higher pole up to suit their purpose.
I didn't know if they bear the cost of it.
I would imagine they would, and more to it than that too, because what else is up on that pole?
Yeah.
It would be a more complicated question to answer, but they can't come and say, we need that pole to be 20 foot higher, you need to swap it out.
Okay. That's all I got.
Cassandra?
I don't have a report, but I would like.
So I don't have anything to report, but I would like to thank, well, on behalf of the Peacock family, I would like to thank the town of Benson for the flowers that were sent, the texts, the phone calls, and also I would like to thank the fire department. They were on site the day of the tragedy, and they were very professional, very helpful. So I just want you all to know that we really appreciate everything.
Ms. Holly?
Well, I guess I'll echo Commissioner Stack. Yes, on behalf of the Peacock family, we do appreciate all that the town done. We just want to say thank you. I don't have anything right now that I want to report. I'm going to come and see you, though, Mrs. Kim, because
Okay.
I got some things I want to talk with you about, but I will do that after the holidays.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be ready for you.
Okay, Will.
Yeah, I would just test one. I'd just like to say, Public Works last week, we were, half of the town, Dog Eye Road, all the way out to 42 elevation, all the way over to 4 Oaks. We had a main water line. Jeremy with, Air Group got busy. They located it on 242. It was a 12-inch line. They isolated it within 2 hours, and the only people that were without water during the night, and they worked almost all night on it, was I think Liberty Commons and a couple houses right in there.
They were there till
These-
6 a.m.
These guys did a great job, and they saved, it probably cost us $10,000 to do that because we had to get a truck,
2,500.
2,500. They were talking about what all they had to do and get this truck in, and it was just a special truck just to suck all the water out and do the job. People like that we don't see, and they got our water back on in town, Jerry's, myself, and it was pouring down rain the whole time. They just did a great job, and then turned right around this week. We had another storm come in, and half the town, well, not half the town, several blocks over down Harnett Street, power was knocked out. Glenn and his boys came in, and probably within 2 hours had everything. There was over 100 houses out. He had it back on. So these guys are doing a great job. And I think the police department showed up very well this weekend. I would like to see the police department maybe this Saturday. I'd like to see the bicycles back out. Hadn't seen them I've seen them twice since we've had them. I think it would be good. There's going to be a lot of people in the Grove and a lot of people around town, and they could probably respond. We had some firemen that even asked, why don't the town get bicycles? I said, we got them. So let's see them. But, all right, good deal. And Matt, appreciate it again. I called you a couple of times. I've got some quotes on some trees to fill in the area, and it would be great on the left side of the park back there to have one of those splash pads.
Give me the money, man, I'll put it up.
Yeah, I know you will. I got some pictures of the ones over in Dunn, and I think we need to look into that. That would be so great in that area.
Can't you go back to the same person recommended before, or the same group, Johnston, the tourism?
For a splash pad? Probably, yeah. But do you want it there in the Grove, or would you rather have it at Vias Park?
Well, I was thinking about, we're fixing to do some water and sewer work on Parish Drive. And if all of that was tied in to a splash pad or whatever, I have no idea. We checked on them at one time, and it was really, the cost of it was just out of the park. But I have seen this week just tons of kids, and they're out there till 10, 11 o'clock with their parents. I think you had 2 picnics going on today, at one at 11 and one like at 2 or 3 o'clock today.
Yep, there was a
So,
lot of people. I will.
Anyway, I'm glad to see we're spending the money in the right place, and Jerry, I hope it works out with you
It
getting
will.
that,
I'll talk
not a
to her.
grant, but
I do want to say this, be on the lookout. The gentleman that's doing the mural on the gym, he has started taping up stuff, and he will get to work next week. So I can't wait to see what that transformation looks like on the gym. But he'll be out there Monday and probably for the next month. So go by and look at the progression.
We got good news yesterday, and we got good news today, and we're under a gag order on both of them, so we hope we'll find out something pretty quick. So we're going to have some exciting times in the next couple of months, I can tell you that. Anything else that needs to come before the board? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We are adjourned.
No, we done.